Hi, this is Caroline Sinisa Levine with Six Figure Start, and this week's video blog comes courtesy of a question from Mark, who asks, everyone wants to land their dream job, but with competition so stiff and the market the way it is, do we have to modify our expectations and our job search process? Well, Mark, the answer to your question is less about what's happening in the market and more about what's happening with you individually. I always remind people that regardless of what employment statistics say, whether unemployment is at 5%, 10%, or 50%, your own unemployment rate is either 0 or 100%. You either have a job or you don't. You either love your job or you don't. And so really, even if unemployment is historically high, let's say it's at 25%, you just need to be one of those 3 out of 4 people who is employed. And so the question you really need to ask yourself in terms of how long should I be looking, how aggressively should I be looking, is less about what's happening in the market and what's happening in your specific situation. Do you have the time to look? Do you have the energy? Do you have the money in the bank? How are you supporting yourself right now? And regarding the money issue, which I always think is something that job seekers should get a hold of upfront in their job search, I direct you to an article that I wrote. It's an earlier blog post on sequester survival tips where I talk about this issue of really running your numbers and matching your job search to your cash needs. And so if you have just 4 weeks or 8 weeks, that's a very, very quick job search. You might want to focus on some low-hanging fruit, some of the short-term possibilities. I wouldn't be holding out for a dream job at that point. If you can get something early, I would take it. But I would also recognize that you still can be looking for your dream job down the road. When you are in a better cash position, you can then launch your long-term search. And so, Mark, that's the second half of the question. So you look at your personal situation, and that really dictates what you have to do right now. But the second part of my answer is around this isn't either or. This isn't just about, do I get something quickly or do I look for my dream job? It's really about, how can the dream job be one of my many options? I am going to look at things that might not seem 100% right, but that might fit my life needs, my circumstances right now, or I might look at something and take something right now because it's a good interim solution. I don't want to have a long-term gap on my resume. This is something that's good for right now, but that doesn't mean that you still shouldn't be networking, shouldn't be figuring out what your dream job is, shouldn't be moving towards that even as you get a job for the short term. This is Caroline Sinisa Levine from Six Figure Start. If you have a question for us, you can email us at info@sixfigurestart.com.